GP. He's been a superstar in winter testing and has looked really good on the Gresini Ducati. But our first position in 2022 went to the Martinator. Jorge
Grid. Jack Miller starts just behind it on the second row in fourth ahead of Aleix Espargaro, and his brother Binder looking to carry the KTM Challenge from seventh on the grid. Joan Mir leads the...
Martin starts from pole position. Just wonder whether Aleix Espargaro might have had some kind of late pre-race problem. It looks like he's got away safely. Perfect conditions here in Qatar. Thinking of Qatar here tonight. Well, we're about to find out as the riders sweep through on this warm-up lap place. Fabio Quartararo says he needs the perfect lap from 11th place.
Where we look, tyre choice is crucial. Tyre conservation in the closes of this race, particularly in the last 5 or 6 laps, are going to be absolutely crucial. It is very difficult.
On board the roller coaster again in 2022. Paolo Campinotti looks pretty anxious, looks pretty tense, and with good reason. He's got 2022. It's lights out and lift off for MotoGP in 2022 in Qatar. Not a bad start for the poleman Jorge Mar. Moment, the two wrecks off at the back of the third row, 9th, back to 15th place. As Lewis said, the two factory Ducatis just completely missed the start. Already getting aggressive. Yeah, we know how good.
11th on the grid.
Yeah, already getting wheel spin on that medium Michelin rear tyre through that tyre torturing Fabio Quartararo, just about keeping Jorge Martin.
Too hard. Who would have expected Brad Binder to be next behind him? And Paul Espargaro hits away, sending a message to his teammate. He ain't no number 2 at Honda.
Yeah, Marquez was just in that little
stars. Bastianini's the first of them in 5th. Jack Miller's dropped down 5 places to 9th. Bagnaya's down behind the Oliveira in 14th. Oh, he's dropped 6 places to 19th. The Ducati
group and then attack keeps them live for the last 6 or 7 laps. That's what Michelin have told us. That's what so many people told us in the paddock so far this weekend. It's going to be all about the last 6:03. That's the best lap of the Grand Prix we've seen so far. Fair play to the Italian of the Grand Prix so far. So he's quickly into his groove, having started from the year. Even in 2020, he always found something. On Sunday, he had a bit of a sprinkling of the old Valentino Rossi magic, didn't he? He's coming.
That was as good as he had. That was as much pace as he had to qualify 11th on the grid. And at the moment, he's finding his pace a little bit too hot at the front.
He's starting to pick his way through the pack again now.
Pace at the front. We were expecting low 55s, potentially high 54s for race pace. Flat for the race. That was only a 10th faster than the riders ahead. Here comes Joan Mir again.
In the winter as well with their acceleration. They've got that Beteltronical grip, and that means that coming off the corner as well, the KTM can dart out of the turn. Yeah, the pace just dropping off a little bit. Paul Espargaro's knocked it back to a low 150. Paul Espargaro, they don't need to do anything. They know Paul Espargaro's not getting away here. He's not trying to race. Still 18 laps to go.
Yeah, Alex last lap. He's running the soft front and the medium rear tyre. Expect him to come good in the end of the race. A little bit wide there for Joan Mir.
Error recently from the Australian, but not going according to plan at all for Jack Miller. It didn't go his way here in the 2 Qatar races. Draga Suzuki down this 1 kilometre start finish straight.
Brad Binder's got past Marc Marquez crucially as well. Brad Binder up into 2nd place. Another look this time.
Punishment and then try and recover the lost place. So Binder didn't have to work for that one, but he's up into 2nd and looking strong.
He is, and Bastianini straight on the back of Marc Marquez as well. He looks...
Morbidelli on his factory Yamaha start in 2022. He's down in 17th place. He's been pushed out of the point scoring place. The fully fit Frankie Morbidelli as well now. Now then, Pecco Bagnaia actually lost the chance of a victory when he ran in hot at the first corner in the Grand Prix of Qatar last year. So it's an easy mistake to make. Simon Downey for some thoughts. The line from 6th place on the grid. He's been happy to make the front running here, of course. There's been missed opportunities, hasn't there, in the past of Paul Espargaro. He's been so tantalisingly close.
At the back of the field, there is clearly some sort of issue with the 43 Ducati. And Joan Mir, who we expected to go forwards, is going backwards. That's Aleix Espargaro picking him off.
Yeah, Mir's getting...
Unfortunately.
A lot of luck does he here in Qatar. You remember when that seat worked loose a few years ago? Then last year, I remember in the opening Grand Prix, he had a mystery vibration of the year to ensure that he's putting for that coveted factory seat next year. It's been knees and elbows and hands all going between these two.
Right on their tails.
Well, he would have thought pre-season that Paul Espargaro and Brad Binder and Anea Bastianini would be holding the top 3 places with world champ Harrison. Forms out the back of the factory Ducati garage. Clearly there's been a problem that's not of his doing, totally out of his hands, not the way he wanted to kick off.
Conditions, they can't really run, but Binder running comfortably in 2nd place.
Pace is hotting up. Paul Espargaro set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Right behind him, Binder bettered that, and then Aleix Espargaro, who's always been confident in his race pace on the factory Aprilia, to a 1 for their riders this year. They've certainly made it a more rider-friendly, a bit more margin for error on that RC213V, but sadly that's Alex in Grand Prix of 20.
They made a step forward at the Mandalika test, but we never thought that we'd see Brad Binder not just running 2nd, but keeping Paul Espargaro in lead. Well and truly.
Everything, and Anea Bastianini, they all exchanged 54-7s. Yellow flags out again in Sector 1.
You'll keep an eye on that. Miguel Oliveira.
Trap as well, far from the ideal start for Oliveira, and kicking him while he's down, of course, his teammate Binder locked in the fight for the victory, still hunting down Paul Espargaro.
In battle, but is he just holding fire at the moment and keeping his powder dry in fourth place, or does he have more to offer?
And what's pretty clear is we're going to have to look at that one on the replay. They can't believe it. What a disastrous night for the Ducati out, and bitterly frustrated and angry. And now Pecco Bagnaia, he runs over.
What a disastrous opening night for Ducati. Nothing Jorge Martin could do. He was just being overtaken, scooped up into the gravel trap. Paul Espargaro, look, he's slower.
2003. It's been a start to 2022. They're Miller in action. No Bagnaia in action. Jorge Martin, the poleman, wiped out by Pecco Bagnaia. The really unruly Honda really did spit him and chew him up last. So good. So strong at the front of this Grand Prix still.
Let's quickly get a tech observation from Simon.
Give it full power in the beginning, your race position. Then switch it down to lower power to do the race.
Yeah, we know that. We saw it in Mugello last year, but Bastianini sweeps on through, engaged yet again. He just started to put a bit of daylight at the front. He runs
fight with the Grassini team, who of course have gone fully independent once again for this season. Bastianini now has clear tarmac. Can he now close the gap on Paul Espargaro? And crucially,
well, this is of course the proven Ducati from last year. It was a motorcycle I think we've ever done three. They're armed with data from two races here. Though Bastianini is still wringing its neck, he's still riding out of his skin. Absolutely awesome. Find a way to get by about 1.3 seconds.
Back at it over the course of the rest of the lap. And how big a role is tyre choice going to play as the Grassini team urge their man on? Bastianini across the line, he does close the gap. He was slower on the lap over.
He's just set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, a 1:54.33. Very much game on here now in Qatar. Paul Espargaro is quickly being reeled in here by the impressive.
Is a symbol of just how competitive and just how deep the talent pool is in MotoGP. The first Grand Prix of the 2022
of Pecco Bagnaia and Jack Miller. This is the bike they rode so brilliantly well last year. They're both out of this Grand Prix, and the bike that they gave up last season, not through
from the nose of that Honda for Paul Espargaro as he came round turn 14. But here's where they expect the move to happen, and here Bastianini then pulls out of the straight past Paul for the final. Hasn't materialised. Mir and Rins running solidly in the low 155s. They are closing in. Mir's closing in on the back of Marc Marquez, so we could see those two
in hot, and that looks like it might be victory hopes over. Still on course for a potential top three. A great way to start the year, but Bagnaia, Bastianini.
What an incredible podium with potential as they come across the line now. Brad Binder has just kept himself in the fight. He's not faded like we thought he might with those medium tyres.
There's nothing left in that soft rear tyre. He had a twitch going to Dotti.
Absolutely. This was a circuit that historically has never suited the KTM in a MotoGP race. But Brad Binder,
after then hoping he can manage it towards the latter stages of the Grand Prix. He's hanging on to the podium. He's coming under pressure though from his older brother, Paul Espargaro. So Espargaro actually might lose.
Absolutely, a chastening opening night for the reigning world champion. One of the battles I think we will be seeing on this
estimate of the MotoGP World Championship. Fausto Grassini was one of the most long-serving and loyal members. Has just over 5.3 kilometres to go between himself and the most emotional of Grand Prix victories.
Closing for fifth position.
You can see there the team views on the left-hand side of your picture. And now Bastianini now coming through this second sector. They don't championship on this bike. I'm not sure too many people believed him on that year on motorcycle, but here he goes on course, well set.
Binder's closing east.
Wow,
Binder's closing.
Binder is closing, and now Bastianini's got to be careful here. They come out of the final corner, and now Bastianini for a famous victory.
One of the most memorable Grand Prix in MotoGP history. 15 and a half long years ago since Grassini last on the top step of the podium.
After all the pre-season promise, after all their strong points this weekend in terms of race pace, not what he was expecting, and likewise for this time.
Miguel Oliveira crashing out in the first half of the Grand Prix. And a word for the two rookies, of course, on KTM machinery. We had a four-way battle between there as the MotoGP World Championship leader. He takes the victory in the opening night by 0.3 of a second from Brad, edging Alex Rins. Takaki Nakagami completes the top 10 ahead of final World Championship point. Darren Binder, Fabio Di Gianantonio and Ralph Fiennes by Pecco Bagnaia, last year's pole man.